Hello everyone, welcome back to Stock Market Meridian. Today is 28th July 2026 and you're watching today's pre-market report. Let's begin with the global markets. Starting with the US markets. Similar to yesterday, only the Nasdaq closed in the red while the remaining major indices closed in the green. Moving to the European markets, all major indices closed strongly in positive territory. Now looking at the Asian markets, Japan, China and South Korean markets are trading in a strong negative zone. So overall, global markets are indicating completely mixed sentiment today. We will discuss GIFT Nifty at the end of the video. Now let's move to commodities. US WTI crude oil is currently trading around $80 to $82 per barrel, while Brent crude is trading near $89 to $91 per barrel. Yesterday, Indian crude oil futures ended with a sharp 7.5% loss, while natural gas futures ended with a 4.6% loss. Now coming to the precious metal segment, Indian gold futures closed in a completely neutral zone, while international gold futures are currently trading in the neutral to negative zone. Indian silver futures closed around 0.4% lower, while international silver futures are also trading in the neutral to negative zone. Now let's check the ADR data. Yesterday, on the negative side, HDFC Bank and Dr. Reddy's Laboratories ADRs closed weak. On the positive side, Infosys, Reliance Industries, Wipro and ICICI Bank ADRs closed with strong momentum. Now moving to FII and DII data. Yesterday, FIIs were net sellers of 1,683 crores, while DIIs were net buyers of 2,329 crores. Most importantly, FIIs have continued their selling for the fourth consecutive session. So sustained FII selling remains an important factor to watch. Now, let's check the economic calendar. Yesterday, there were no major economic updates. Today, India's industrial production data and US consumer confidence data are scheduled to be released. Tomorrow will be much more important. US crude oil inventories data will be released, and most importantly, the US Federal Reserve interest rate decision and FOMC statement will be in focus. These events could create significant volatility across global markets. Before moving further, a quick reminder. I upload pre-market reports every morning before the market opens and post-market reports every evening after the market closes. So if you don't want to miss important market updates, make sure you stay connected with Stock Market Meridian. Now coming to the geopolitical updates. Middle East tensions remain elevated. The Houthis claim drone attacks on sensitive targets connected to Saudi Arabia's crude oil transportation infrastructure near the Yanbu route. Saudi Arabia also reported intercepting drones targeting key locations, including oil facilities. Meanwhile, the US held off on major new strikes against Iran as diplomatic talks continue. President Trump said negotiations are progressing, but warned that strong military action could return if diplomacy fails. At the same time, Iran warned that any US attempt to interfere with its commercial vessels or impose a naval blockade would be treated as an expansion of the war. So for our markets, the key things to monitor remain Middle East tensions, crude oil supply risks, and US-Iran negotiations. Now coming to the company-specific updates. First, ADANI Energy Solutions. The company has formally opened its QIP issue. The QIP opened on July 27, 2026 following the required approvals. The floor price has been fixed at 1,698.50 rupees per equity share, which is around a 0.57% discount to yesterday's closing price. Under SEBI regulations, the company may offer a discount of up to 5% on the calculated floor price. Shareholders have authorized an overall capital raise of up to rupees 10,000 crores through QIP or other permissible modes. SBI Capital Markets, ICICI Securities, IIFL Capital Services and Jefferies India have been appointed as lead managers for the issue. Next, Waaree Renewable Technologies. The company has partnered with a leading global independent power producer for project development in New Zealand. This marks Waaree Renewable Technologies' formal expansion into the Australia and New Zealand clean energy market. The agreement covers preliminary development of a utility-scale solar PV project integrated with a battery energy storage system. Waaree will work alongside two experienced local partners in New Zealand. The initial development agreement is valid for approximately 4 months. After successful completion of this phase, the client may award the final EPC contract, which could have an execution timeline of around 24 months. So this is an important international expansion update for Waaree Renewable Technologies. Next, Bank of Baroda. The bank has initiated containment and investigation protocols following a cybersecurity incident involving the compromise of an employee's email account. The incident reportedly resulted in unauthorized access to certain internal data. However, Bank of Baroda confirmed that its core banking systems were not accessed and remain safe and secure. The bank has launched a comprehensive forensic investigation and is working with regulatory authorities and certain empaneled agencies. There have also been reports of potentially leaked customer records and internal documents, but the actual extent remains subject to official verification. So the market will closely monitor further regulatory and forensic investigation updates. Guys, if you're finding this video useful, please like the video and share it with your friends and family. It really helps the video reach more people. Now let's cover the companies that announced their quarterly results after yesterday's market close. First, Coforge. Revenue and EBITDA showed strong improvement. However, net profit declined on a quarter-on-quarter basis, while margins declined on both year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter basis. So, despite healthy revenue and EBITDA growth, the weakness in profitability and margins makes the overall numbers disappointing. Next, Coal India. Coal India also posted a weak set of quarterly results. Revenue and net profit improved on a year-on-year basis. However, most of the remaining key earnings parameters declined on both quarterly and yearly comparisons. So, overall the results look weak. Next, Tata Chemicals. The company posted a mixed set of results. EBITDA and EBITDA margins declined on a year-on-year basis. Overall, most of the remaining key parameters showed strong improvement on both year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter basis. So, overall Tata Chemicals delivered a mixed quarter. Next, JK Paper. JK Paper also posted a mixed set of results. Revenue improved year-on-year but declined quarter-on-quarter. EBITDA margins declined on a yearly basis, while most of the remaining parameters improved strongly. Overall, the weakness in revenue momentum and EBITDA margins was slightly disappointing compared with market expectations. Next, Indus Towers. Revenue and EBITDA improved on both year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter basis. However, net profit declined quarter-on-quarter, while margins declined on both yearly and quarterly basis. So, despite growth in revenue and EBITDA, profitability remains a concern. Overall, the results look weak. Next, Godfrey Phillips. The company posted a very weak set of quarterly results. Revenue improved strongly on both year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter basis. However, most of the remaining earnings parameters declined sharply on both yearly and quarterly comparisons. So, despite strong revenue growth, the overall numbers are disappointing. And after these results, the market will also be watching ITC closely, with its quarterly results scheduled for July 31. Next, Tilaknagar Industries. Revenue and EBITDA improved strongly, but net profit declined on a year-on-year basis and margins also weakened. Tilaknagar Industries has significant exposure to categories such as brandy, whiskey, rum, and gin. During the summer quarter, seasonal demand patterns can affect some of these categories, as consumers may shift toward colder beverages. So, some quarterly weakness may be understandable. However, the year-on-year decline remains the key negative factor to watch. Next, Happiest Minds. Most earnings parameters improved strongly on both year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter basis. The main concern was weakness in EBITDA. Apart from that, the overall results indicate healthy business momentum. And finally, Balaji Amines. There are no major concerns in the numbers. Key earnings parameters improved strongly, indicating healthy business momentum. The results also came in ahead of market expectations. So overall, Balaji Amines delivered a strong set of quarterly numbers. Now coming to GIFT Nifty. Yesterday, GIFT Nifty closed around the 24,000 level and today it opened near the 23,985 level. So based on the current GIFT Nifty indication, we could see a muted start or a slight gap up opening in our markets today. And that's all for today's pre-market report. Keep an eye on FII activity, today's economic data, Middle East developments, and these company-specific stocks during the trading session. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Stock Market Meridian. And I'll see you again this evening with today's post-market report. Thank you for watching. Signing off. Jai Hind.